there, welcome back to This Week in Lacrosse, presentation of Lacrosse Inside the Game. My name is Gary Mark, along with Ron Messer. And Mess, what's with the get-up?
Well, you know, after last weekend going 0-4 with the picks, Gary, and my favorite team getting smoked in Buffalo, I've been kind of keeping myself a low profile this week. So I decided I'd, this is the way I've looked since last Friday night there.
There are some people out there that might say you actually look a little bit better.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Now get that off.
Oh, all right.
We're going to start out tonight's show, just while he's getting changed into his regular garb here. We're going to start out tonight's show first. Before we go to the NLL, just want to touch on, you and I both were last week on Friday, we're on the local Rogers television here, and I think it went pretty well. What would you say?
Oh, heck yeah. You know, a big thanks to everybody over at Rogers Durham there for having us on for the most beautiful Kasia.
Kasia Bodurka, I got that right.
The interviewer there. And the people, all the people in the studio were real nice to us, and they let us have our say. And I thought we looked pretty good, Gary.
Much appreciated. Yeah. Again, I will say thanks very much to everybody over at Rogers. And Kasia, I'm not sure if she's going to watch this or not. We are going to hold her tonight.
Yes.
Live on the air. And I mean, she kind of tripped into it. And of course, you and I not being the brightest watts on the planet, we caught on it quick enough, and we got her to commit. She is going to play in the game. And the other lady there, Deb.
Yeah, the anchor lady. Yeah, she staked her to $20, right?
Yeah, she told her she would sponsor her $20. So we are going to hold them both to that, and we will make sure that Kasia shows up and plays in the game.
Yep, that's right. And let's hope maybe Kasia could do one back at her and get her to put the helmet, the gloves, and the stick, and come on out and do the game too. So have the all Rogers line.
Exactly. Yeah. So anyways, just before we leave that though, very important, tomorrow night here is another registration here at Sports Garden Cafe at Iroquois Park. 7 o'clock, we will be here until about 10 o'clock. We're looking for registrations. We really want everybody to get out, get signed up, get those pledge forms. Again, all this money is going towards a Children's Wish. April 24th starting at noon, April 25th ending at 6 p.m. 30 straight hours of lacrosse. And all the information, all the details are on the website. We'll throw that web address up when this goes up on the internet. Please come out, please support Children's Wish. And as we said, Rogers is on board. Tim Hortons is now on board with us. And we're really looking forward to a great event.
Yeah, just like we said on Rogers last week, Gary, you don't have to be a player. You don't even have to ever have played. Yeah. We'll have some gear here for you to go out there and have some fun. You don't have to run for 2 or 3 hours like that. Yeah. Have some fun, maybe even end up walking up and down the floor trying to pick up the ball for your first time. But it's all about fun, and it's all about doing good for somebody less fortunate than you.
And one of the things people out there that have not played lacrosse, the area here especially, great lacrosse people, as we said, I'm going out on a limb here and saying we'll have sticks and such for you, because I know people here will share their stick. They'll let somebody that's never played before use it for an hour. One of the rules, you cannot play for more than 2 hours at a time, so don't think you have to play the whole 30 hours. You cannot play for more than 2 hours at a time. You have to take at least a 1 hour break. Other than that, you can play as often as you like, of course, depending on numbers that we do get. And we are accepting kids 11 and up. Depending on how many adults we get is how many kids we're going to let in, because I know the kids will get in for sure. Yeah. And just in keeping with that, we did announce last week as well, this weekend, February 21st and 22nd, along with Whitby Minor Lacrosse's registration here at Iroquois Park, we'll be here taking signups for that as well. So kids and adults, come on down to that as well, and let's see what we can do here for Children's Wish.
Yep.
So let's move on. One other thing I just wanted to touch on, went to the Bandits game last night. You and I talked before we went on air here. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this because anybody that is a Rock fan really wanted to cover themselves up like you did. Mm-hmm. But I mentioned to my wife coming home from the Bandits game, I mean, it was one of those games you just didn't want to be at. There was actually one positive came out of that for Cross inside the game.
Yeah, and what was that, Gary?
I, at the game, was asked to join the local radio broadcast, John Gertler and Randy Mearns. Mm-hmm. I know you know Randy Mearns, and Wamper out there. I was talking to Wamper. He said to say hi to Randy. They asked me to join them on the halftime show, and it was actually a lot of fun. I got to say, great group of guys, and we had a good chat about the game that was going on. At that point, I think it was about 10-5 at halftime or something, so Toronto really wasn't right out of it. But we talked about the website, we talked about the magazine, and we talked about, it's funny enough, we talked about the economy and the state of the NLL, one of the things that you and I touched on last week. So big thanks to the local radio station there, 1520 AM in Buffalo, and Chris Ostrander, who works for the Bandits, is the guy that kind of arranged all that for us. So thanks a lot, Chris, really appreciate you doing that. So moving on, last week in the pool, Mr. Messer goes from hero to GOAT in 2 short weeks.
Yep.
You went over.
I did. Good thing there's only 4 games, too. Jeez Louise, man, I'd have been 6. I'd have been really down in the standings.
And I'm not going to gloat or anything, but who was it picked Colorado to upset Calgary? Sorry, Troy. I apologized to you last week. I hope I didn't jinx the team. I just felt it was one of those games that Colorado absolutely had to win, and I think they played that way. And I mean, 13-12, very close game, mind you. But they needed that home win, and they got it. I went 3-1 on the week. Excuse me. Did not see Philly as one of those teams this year. Really hard to get a handle on. What's going on there?
4 goals in a National Lacrosse League game. Come on.
6-1 at the end of the third.
What the hell was going on there? I got no idea. That one shocked me more than anything. And I really expected Rochester to maybe put it together and put a better show on than what they did. They end up losing to, you cost me my weekend. Thanks a lot, guys.
And New York. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, New York at home, again, that actually was a game at Madison Square Garden.
It was at Madison Square Garden?
Madison Square Garden. But again, one of those games that New York had to win for sure as well. And Rochester, I mean, Rochester and Philly are really, really tough teams to get a hold on. They look okay. I mean, we went down to Rochester when they played the Rock. They actually looked like they were back into it. Patty O'Toole was back. He was healthy. Then they go and put up a stinker against New York. Philly goes 1-1 the week before, hands Buffalo their only loss of the season so far, and then this past week, oh boy!
And that's what I based my pick on was, geez, they must have found something, and something's working. They got some momentum going in against Boston, who's playing okay, but they're no Buffalo Bandits, and only score 4 goals. Maybe, I don't know if they were injury depleted roster or whatever it was. But that really surprised me. So I'm not making any excuses. I'm just trying to build a case for myself here about why, so you just, like we keep saying every week, you never know who's going to do what each week in the National Lacrosse. There's only a couple of gimmies, and even Buffalo and Colorado both lost this year too. So.
And Buffalo and Calgary, I mean.
Calgary, excuse me.
And that's the thing I will say as well is maybe what this is, and a team we haven't really spent a lot of time talking about is Boston. Early on, I thought it was going to be one of those expansion teams. Yes, they got Dan Dawson. Yes, they got Anthony Cosmo. But one of the games I saw earlier in the year is Dan Dawson has really become a focus or a target of all these other teams, and he's playing setup man. I mean, he's some nights becoming Josh Sanderson.
Yeah, he's got a ton of assists.
5, 6, 7 assists a night, and they've got a supporting cast there with a lot of players. Daryl Veltman's a rookie. They got Gary Bidding. A number of guys that they're not household names just yet, but they're doing the job. And I mean, Boston is a team. I'm going to start thinking maybe I'm going to start riding them a little bit with.
They could
be.
Them.
They're playing well. So, and I mean the other game of the weekend that I did want to talk a little bit about, Calgary going into Colorado. Must win Colorado. Calgary's riding along at, what was it, 5-0 at the time?
5-0.
Everybody's sweetheart pick, and here we go again, week after week. Anyone can beat anyone else.
But you can't doubt Gavin Prout. Man, he came up big and put up some good numbers for the Mammoth, and proved that he is one of the best players in the game. And they lost, man. Like, what can I say? Sorry, Troy. Sorry, Roughnecks, but you got beat. What can I say?
So we're going to take a quick couple-minute break here, and we're going to get right into full slate of games this week. We're going to get right into it. It's going to be very interesting because I'm going to see what you have to say about your Rock back home to those same Buffalo Bandits.
And I want to say a couple of bits at the end. I do my little weekly rant about game night operators in the OLA and the WLA. We're going to start and punch it up a little bit here.